Namaste, divine beings. I am Nandiji, and this beautiful, potent event for humanity is of International Yoga Day is being presented by World Yogi Day. So welcome. Yogam is the attainment of yoga, abundance in health, wealth, happiness, love, inspiration, and wisdom. The deeper essence of yoga is related to the six-pointed star, the time when humanity was all one, infinity merged into finite, with the male and the female principle together, the two polarities together, Yogam. Yoga is understanding and realizing the six dimensions within us that gives us the ultimate supreme grace of being the yogi. So, divine beings, let's begin the journey. As we begin the journey, first is my gratefulness, my respects and love to the gurus who created this vortex of time for humanity, with all the nations coming together, each of us coming to receive Mother India's grandest and greatest valuable gift of consciousness through yoga. First, the guru is Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji, who conceived this idea and gifted this to the humanity. Then the three gurus, Guruji Ramdev, Guruji Sadguru, Guruji Sri Sri Ravi Shankar. So here we are, experiencing a yoga from the states of what it's intended to be. So let's journey together. First, the six dimensions of yoga is, the first is Bhakti, divine love, setting alight the fire within ourselves. That's the very first. The next is the power of vitality, health, translated to vitality. It enables us to be the ones moving the momentum of realities. The second dimension, the third dimension, the grace. We push and push and push in effort. Grace is what lifts us up. The grace of all the masters in singularity of intent. We awaken. Abundance in all its forms that supports us and enables us to complete and do our heart's purpose. And then finally, the ultimate and the supreme is consciousness, the supermind consciousness states. These six attributes is the awakening to be the divine child, to be Lord Muruga. When we awaken, we are the Adi Guru, the primordial being of light, who is Lord Muruga. So, divine beings, the very first step is Bhakti, which means love. Love for the divine. God in all the beautiful names and all the names and all that which is beyond names. That love is the very first that we set alight is a lamp. What we set alight outside ourselves is what we are awakening within ourselves. Now awake in Bhakti, divine love, there's no stopping of our journey of opening and opening the wider, vaster states of consciousness. From animal, we are transforming ourselves to the human. And from the human, as in grace, becoming and being the angel is yoga. The very first is setting light our inner lamp and creating for ourselves an altar space. So when we do our yoga, we know that we are in reality journeying within ourselves to set a light and ascend, blossoming every layer of our realities from inside. So this being the first. The second dimension of yoga is the power of vitality is Mother Kundalini awakening and allowing us to be the shifts and moves and keeps us healthy. Now, a story. On one of my pilgrimages to India, we had gone to Palani Hills, Lord Muruga's shrine. And there was a friend of mine with us in the pilgrimage, and we received 2 huge, big pots of milk to carry up the mountain, the hillock. Now, the pot of milk was huge, and it was pretty heavy. And this friend looks at me and tells me, Nandiji, we really think I will be able to carry this. I haven't even walked 100 foot a day back home. And here I'm to climb up the hillock and carry this too. And all we could do was just meditate and wait. And just then an old lady, maybe in her 80s or 90s, there were the drums and everybody is dancing, and it's being the group of pilgrims dancing and coming towards us was led by this elderly lady who was dancing and there was just sheer joy in what she was doing. And they kept lighting a camphor on every step of the way, and she was that camphor dancing around and around and around that fire and climbing up. We kept saying the mantra, this being with me and I. And before we knew it, we were at top that hillock. And we couldn't believe we reached there, effortlessly carried by that energy. This energy, for the power of vitality, is what is gifted, what we receive in our yoga. Now, the first step was light a lamp. Awaken the root chakra. Take a deep inhale. Every breath of ours, we are source connecting from the roots. Lift the energy up above the navel, and above the navel is the grace of that beyond and above the mind, like the rooftop of the mind, where we are now in grace connected to all the gurus. The third dimension of Yogam, yoga, is grace connected all the gurus, all the beings, all the masters who have lit the lamp within ourselves. So put our hands together, take a deep inhale and invoke their blessings. Masters of all forms, when invoked, are with us, furthering our states of consciousness. Now, there was a time in India when there was so much light of consciousness teachings to share. Bodhidharma, Nagarjuna, these were all the beings who left southern India taking the core teachings of. And one of the teachings is above the navel, there's the power, the superpower within us. So when we take a deep inhale, hold the breath, climb up above the navel, and above the navel by default open the third eye. And from the third eye, think of all the gurus, all the masters, all the beings who've inspired us. And here we step into the next dimension, that is being the singular grace intent of all the masters. Lord Muruga had the power of Lord Siva, Goddess Shakti, and Lord Vishnu. Lord Vishnu is the awake state of mind. Goddess Shakti is Mother Kundalini. Lord Siva is awakening to be the supreme higher self. This awake, we bring the energy up above the navel to be able to transform thought to wisdom. The fourth dimension of yoga is abundance in all its forms. This happens when a heart chakra awakens. When a heart chakra awakens, not only is it that in the external reality we are abundant, in the internal reality we are abundant. My story goes back to the time when I was a teacher, when I was a seeker, and it was Tiruvannamalai mountains that I would climb up to go see Guru Ayya. This Guru Ayya was a sage who had meditated for 18 years, drinking a cup of milk a day. And outside his cave was pretty cold. It was early in the morning. It was pretty chilly, high winds, sharp. The rain was pretty sharp, and I was freezing and I was shivering. And there was an enlightened master sitting, smiling at me. And I was just sort of like a little angry because I was wondering, here I am shivering and there he's smiling at me. But then there was a calm within, and he gave me a pat on my back. And a few years later, I learned that when the heart chakra awakens, we naturally enable our inner fire to take over, and we do not feel the harshness of cold nor the heat. So in the hot caves or in the cool weather, we are still okay. We are now one with the five elements. But beyond in the heart's energy is awakening to oneness that is really the greater dimension of love. When we understand that we are that infinity, vast sky, we are that golden being enshrined in the body, and we are that who resides in the shrine. These three awakening from the heart enables us to graduate from here and climb up. Now above is the third eye. The third eye where we are, it's the most natural place to sit. Yoga postures are called asanas, postures. There are postures within ourselves. The first is the root chakra, where we should be sitting at all times, aware of every thought. Then is the asana above the navel, which is like riding a horse, being the master. And now is the heart chakra awake, which is like the blossom of the lotus. And here, then the next is the third eye. Now, at the third eye is a deeper dimension. In yoga, we are led to being that infinite space, and within that space is the epicenter, the core, and this core is Carl Sagan would mention of Hinduism holding the truth of wisdom as in the form of cosmology and in time, as how old the Big Bang really was. Now, when you go into that dimension of time, we understand it is billions and billions and billions of years. And beyond all this, is numbers that science has still not come to account for. And yet there is the numbers of numbers. For instance, if we take the sand grain and count the grains of sand on all beaches across the globe, all over planet Earth, we would attain a number, and that number is 6 sextillion. But that is the number of stars that we know. The space in between all of this is Lord Siva. So Carl Sagan would mention that in this in this time dimension, even Brahma, the creator, had time. And his entire millions of his time, of his moments, were just a blink of an eyelid of Lord Vishnu. And all of Lord Vishnu's time was yet again absorbed into Lord Siva with a blink of time. Now even Shiva had a time had a time zone. And ultimately, all that time was absorbed in Siva, Siva. Siva. Siva is what is inscribed in all the ancient Siva temples. Siva, master breath. Know the secret within breath. Siva, Siva, the other way around of Siva is breath. Siva, Vasi. So pressing the big right toe down, take a deep inhale and inhale, feeling the breath as a guru. The right breath is the sun breath, the breath that inspires us, that grows. Exhale to the right. Just by pressing the right big toe down, we automatically flip our breath to the right. Press the left big toe down, we are awakening the divine feminine within ourselves. Take a deep inhale. Feel the breath, feel the moon breath. Rub our palms together so we receive the blessings of breath. In the dimensions of consciousness is the 5 gurus. Consciousness is that state which includes the mind and that beyond the mind. Consciousness is the guru. So the first of the gurus, a left breath and a right breath. So pressing the left toe down and the right toe down, acknowledge our breath. Rubbing our palms together, feel the energies. Now, the next of the guru is every within our cell is our mother and father. Hold every cell in gratitude and gratefulness. Think of a mother left hand, the father right hand, rub our palms together. Receive the blessings. Think of all the gurus, all the masters, all the beings in singular intent of consciousness within ourselves. Rub our palms together and receive the blessings. What is awakened as the inner guru is our innermost sacred fire, which is Mother Kundalini. And Mother Kundalini is dancing. Yoga is all about dancing around the inner states of joy. So we said discipline to have more of the states of joy. So in our journey of yoga is the dimension of the 6th, which is the states of Turiya. The states of Turiya is the states of joy first. And the states of joy is awakening the mantra fires within ourselves. So a left hand and a right hand are the most powerful musical instruments we could ever have. Rub our palms together. Feel the mantra energies. Today, to commemorate yoga, to celebrate Lord Siva, the spirit awake, is the dance within. Let's take in the mantra and understand that all this that is being received, that is being mentioned as wisdom, is software. In other words, each of us have our own mantras. Each of us have our own different dimensions. But the core principle is to know yoga as the states of joy. It's cosmic. It's lovemaking to the divine. understanding that we are the core dance within. We are Nataraja, the timelessness, ancient timelessness in time, whirling ourselves as the states of joy. So this is the mantra we absorb. Aragara Sankara Jaya Jaya Sankara Aragara Sankara Jaya Jaya Sankara Aragara Sankara Jaya Jaya Sankara Aragara Sankara Jaya Jaya Sankara. In these moments of pandemic, when we step into these dimensions, oh no, we cannot be bored. It's so far from not just our thought, but even our vocabulary. We are in the ecstatic states of joy that is the infinity that finds form in different dimensional realities. So when you say the mantra, step into the primordial dance within. Aragara Sankara Jaya Jaya Sankara 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 Aragara Sankara Jaya Jaya Sankara. To see the blessings. So divine beings, the sixth dimension is understanding that we are the dance within, holding all the universe of universes within. This is the states of Turiya, the sleepless sleep. The states of sleepless sleep is the state of joy that is the light. When the joy state is light, now we are the yogi Satchidananda. Satchidananda is consciousness, that is awareness of the power of now, awake as bliss. Form of bliss. This is Lord Siva, the yogi. So our journey to yoga is to be Siva, to be the yogi, Satchidananda. So as the bliss and the form of bliss is stepping into the mantra and allowing ourselves to be that infinite in form. Om Namah Shivaya is a powerful mantra. That this mantra needs be from within out. In other words, we birth the mantra inside ourselves. When we say Om 3 times, we are bringing together all that which we are as reality, in reality, in reality, and that which transcends our existence. When we say we are expanding ourselves through all the limits and being one. And from inside, let's generate the mantra Om Namah Shivaya. Om Om Receive the blessings. Press the left big toe down and feel the goddess within ourselves. Om Sakti. Om Nani 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 Om. The left breath, the moon breath, when our divine feminine is awake, the principle of yoga is in momentum. The divine feminine is empathy, compassion, knowing all life as one, the power to be the many, the energies of many as one in focus. This is the goddess. In yoga of the breath of the divine feminine, press the left big toe down, take a deep inhale from the roots like a dolphin, enter into the innermost Om and feel and be the womb. Rub our palms together, feel the energies. Press the right big toe down, and when we say Ah, Ah is a mantra by itself, completing us. God in all the names will be in the sound Ah. When you say Ah, feel the energy rise from the roots all the way up above the crown to enable us to realize ourselves as the pillar of light. This is whom we are. Yogam is being the yogi, the pillar of light. We are all that which is the higher vibrations, and that which breath connects with the breathless breath. So let's say Ah from the roots at all times. This is a very powerful mudra that we would want to utilize, because as we climb up and go beyond the mind, there is the states of awareness that we are guided by, and that's the third eye awake, and this keeps a third eye awake. So let's say Ah, take a deep inhale from the roots. Realizing that we are the spirit having the human experience, as yogi, we bring together the 5 elements within our experience. The first element is earth, our body. The next element is water, fluidity. The next element is the sacred fires. And the next is breath, air, and then infinity. These 5 elements we bring together through our experience when we say the mantra Om Namah Shivaya. Yogam is the unions of the 5 elements. And within the unions of the 5 elements is the lamp within ourselves. So take a deep inhale down to the roots. Feel the lamp. Feel the fires. Feel the vortex of light. And feel the 5 elements, beginning with our body as earth. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. Feel the water element, feel the fluidity, feel that which flows, feel the momentum of life in states of joy. Feel all relationships coming to harmony. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. As we began the journey, we set alight a lamp. That lamp, within the lamp is the invoked divinity within ourselves awake. So when you step into the lamp, the sacred fires within us, let's pay reverence to the vastness of infinity connecting with our finite. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. Now comes breath. Breath is our guru, and in breath, beyond breath, is the states of the cosmic womb that gives us wisdom, direct source wisdom. This inner wisdom is the greatness of yoga. When beings do yoga, very soon most become vegetarians, vegans. The reason is our consciousness is awakening. So we go beyond breath. When we meditate, we wake up. We understand that what we put in through the mind, through food, through senses, through our hearing, through our breath is light, is love, is higher vibration. So within this is connecting to with awareness of breath as we say the mantra. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. Now is the completion of fulfillment of the human aspiration of every one of us when we are born, all the way through our time as a teenager, as we grow up, as we enjoying the experience of time is freedom. Are we truly free? Are we the spirit? Are we freed from the circumstance, the body, the mind, and time, and the past? Yogam is this freedom. This freedom is understanding we are that infinity, having this finite experience. And where infinity is yoga. So let's say the mantra with the awareness that we are that infinity, holding space for all the cosmic dimensions of stars and the unlimited infinity that we are. Om Namah Shivaya, 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 Om Namah Shivaya. So divine beings, through our yoga, we come to this place where we are experiencing the 5 elements of whom we truly are. Now, through our daily yoga, is wisdom that we would want to hold on to. The first of the wisdom is set alight the fires and do yoga, connecting to the fires. The next of the dimension is when the mind is single pointed, focused on one singular object, and that object is a vibratory source, God. Now our mind subdues itself into becoming the supermind. Now we awaken at the grace of meditation, at the grace of consciousness, we awaken all the potential we hold. This potential in reality is woken up first by knowing. So when you open the heart chakra, we know. Now through a yoga, in the knowing is tapping into the doing, which is inspiration. We are inspired beings. When we are inspired, we are the many as one. The many as one is the multiplication of whom we are and the various geniuses awakening in us, in ourselves. Now through yoga is the dimension of tapas. The concept of tapas has not been mentioned as much as it should have been mentioned. And this is an incredibly important dimension of yoga, the power of tapas. Tapas is the inner fire lit. And when we hold a singular thought for a long period of time, that happens. Tapas is when you keep saying the mantra on and on and on, we are holding on to source God in these troubling times. Being in America, there is the dimensions of understanding that politics too is reality, and we have a dangerous president. We have a moment when righteousness, rights, needs be higher consciousness of coming together to make this happen through non-violence and through the energies of we needs happen. So it's vital at these times to hold on to the light where everything is one. So when you say the mantra Om Namah Shivaya, understand that we are all super connecting ourselves to being that singularity that is like switching the light on and all the darkness of ignorance dissolving away. This is our inner light. So when you say the mantra Om Namah Shivaya, we are this powerful being. But as we say the tapas, the innermost fire, we are generating the reality and reality fields around us. All the reality we are experiencing begins from inside. And when we are generating and moving the energies of light from inside out, the power of tapas, the universe of universes responds around us in creating that reality of harmony, peace, love that we desire in all its abundances. So, the dimension of yoga as what we seek is understanding that we are the timelessness having time, enjoying time. In 24 hours, set alight the lamp within. Do our yoga for ourselves. And there could be a million forms of yoga, from goat yoga to all the possible yoga, which is beautiful. Because when we've tasted nectar of yoga in any which way, we will want the nectar, we will want the honey pot itself, which is attainment of higher consciousness. So when we've attained consciousness, we are constantly in each breath source connecting. So each thought of ours is wisdom, and this wisdom creates the heavens we crave for, we pray for, that is unfolding through us. So divine beings, it is my gratefulness that we are here to share the breath and to share this journey and to share this International Yoga Day event together. These are the teachings of mastery of consciousness. These are the teachings from inside out that if we could utilize as that which holds the space of our inner journeys, may us coming together multiply goodness, be abundant in all its forms of realities within ourselves, and uplift humanity every breath. Om Namah Shivaya. Om.